Vancouver's housing market continued to ease off in June and July. As health restrictions lifted and people started focusing their attention on getting outdoors and enjoying the summer, we've seen the real estate market return to more balanced market conditions. While still elevated, home sales and listing activity has eased off from the record highs we saw in March and April of this year. I'm Adina Dragasanu with OAKWYN Realty, here with your July 2021 market update. Let's jump into the stats and see what's happening in the market. Let's start off looking at sales. Sales declined about 12% relative to May, but they were up 54% relative to June of last year, and they're up 19% over the 10-year sales average for the month of June. Looking at supply, we see that the total number of homes currently listed for sale on the MLS was down 1.2% relative to May, and it was down over 5% relative to June of last year. What's interesting is that we see the pace of new listings coming onto the market is down about 18% relative to the previous month. Let's take a look at the sales to active listings ratio, which shows us if our market is in balanced sellers or buyers market territory. For the month of June, the sales to active listings ratio across all property types was sitting at 35%. This puts us in solid sellers market territory. However, we've seen a clear downward trend in this ratio over the last 4 months, from its high at 62% in March. If we look at this by property type, the ratio currently sits at 28% for detached homes, 49% for townhomes, and 37% for condo apartments. These ratios are down by almost half of where they were this time in March. Generally, analysts say that we start seeing upward pressure on prices when this ratio is over 20% for a sustained period of time. And that's why our prices continue to increase. However, we have seen competition amongst buyers start to ease off over the last month. And we've started seeing less multiple offers, the return of subject conditions back in offers, and the ability to negotiate pricing depending on the product type and neighborhood. The cause of this seems to be a mixture of factors. For a few things, we started seeing buyer fatigue kicking in. We started seeing people wanting to get outdoors and enjoy their summer vacations and have less of a focus on real estate. With prices increasing, it's also pushed many buyers out of the marketplace. So what's ahead for our market? Well, I expect that we're going to continue to see low levels of activity throughout the months of July and August, with things starting to pick back up as we head into September and October. Overall, the fundamentals in our market look quite strong. With low interest rates, a growing economy, improving job market, and low supply levels in the housing market, we don't expect to see downward pressure on prices anytime in the near future. Looking ahead over the next 3 years, Canada is expecting to welcome a record number of new immigrants to our country. And as a result of this, we expect to see new waves of buyers entering our marketplace here in Vancouver. So right now, with things quieting down, we're encouraging all of our clients to look at their 3 and 5 year goals and start planning now to get ahead of what's to come. Let's take a quick minute and look at pricing. The MLS HPI composite benchmark price for all residential properties in Metro Vancouver is currently at $1,175,000. Prices inched up by 0.2% relative to May, and they are up 14.5% relative to June of last year. If we look at this broken down by property type, we see that for detached properties, there has been zero change over the last month. However, prices are up 22% relative to June of last year. For townhomes, we've seen a price increase of 1% over the last month, and they are up 17.5% relative to June of last year. For condos, we see that prices also remain flat relative to last month, increasing only 0.1%, and they are up 9% relative to June of last year. That's it for now. For more information on what's happening in some of our micro markets in different neighborhoods, be sure to follow me on Instagram at adina.yvr. And if you're thinking of making a move in the coming year, be sure to get in touch. Have a great rest of the month, and I can't wait to see you in August.